Sam, it's
Hey.
Tuesday morning, 7:30. You know what that means? You know it. Let's start again.
Sounds good. It's going in.
Hey
Yeah.
Sam, it's
Yes.
it's Tuesday morning, 7:30
I
a.m.
know, guys. We start at 7:30 in the mornings in Australia, so we can get the stuff out the right time for you guys across the
right.
world.
And because it's a new day, you know what that means, Sam?
It's time to look at EA stock price.
That's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, over the last few weeks, we have been mercilessly pounding EA for its absolutely...
Mercilessly pounding EA. Well, I don't know.
We're talking about sex, right?
Right.
I hear you loud and clear.
You'll be using YouTube to find those
No,
names.
definitely not.
But we have been hammering EA for the last few weeks because of their absolutely tragic release of Star Wars Battlefront 2, the most exploitative AAA game ever released. And one of the things that I said in a video I put out on my other channel was that I really thought that EA's stock price was overvalued because their company is not based on good IP anymore, and because also the risk of legislation or regulation coming to their gambling-based loot boxes is a really omnipotent... That's not the right word.
I was going to say.
Omnipresent.
Omnipresence of the onomatopoeia of the juxtaposition.
Shut up, Sam, especially.
I know what you're saying. You're so smart.
The stock price over the last few weeks has really struggled to stay above water. It's kind of fluctuated, but now it is massively on the dive.
Oh, yeah.
It was reported a few weeks ago that Star Wars Battlefront 2 has already cost EA about $3 billion in terms of market capitalization, which means it's the total value of its shares, right? Today, EA's shares dropped 5% in one day. That means that now takes EA's share price from its former high of $120 a share. It's now down to $100 per share, which means that Star Wars Battlefront 2 has now cost EA nearly $6 billion in market capitalization.
Everything that has transpired has done so according to my design.
Well, all I can say is, what do you expect? What do you expect when you... I know we've said it before, when you bring out a game like Star Wars Battlefront, then you bring out Need for Speed, and then you bring out, you know, UFC, copy and paste. You just find yourself in a position where people start looking and going, you know what, actually, this company is full of shit. This company is full of shit.
You know what it was, Sam? They would have tuned into Layman yesterday.
I reckon they looked at Layman and like, you know what, these guys are onto something.
And they looked at the UFC video and,
they
they're
called-
like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, they called Gordon Gecko.
That's right.
And he was like, yeah, sell.
Sell. So, but $6 billion in market value to this company is a very, very big deal. Extremely big
100%.
deal. When we talk about whether or not we're actually making an impact on EA, this is the number that proves that we're actually winning and that we are having an impact, because a 5% drop in one day, $6 billion lost in value. At that point, the board of directors are fucking having
They must be just going
emergency
crazy.
meetings. They're sitting around tables being like, holy shit, what do we do? They're not just thinking, stay with it, man, this is all going to be fine. They're in panic mode right now. There's no
100%.
question about that, because everyone's bonuses are on the line. They're like, shit, man, I need a fourth Ferrari.
Yeah.
You know? I need that, you know?
Can you imagine Andrew Wilson right now in the board of directors? They just might be looking down at him just going, you little. He's like, help me.
Mister, my family will pay cash. Whatever ransom you're asking for, they'll pay it.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
But the thing is, right, EA are actually clearly listening to what's going on. And what happened today is that for Star Wars Battlefront 2, they just released a press release, announcement, update, whatever, talking about the fact that they are actually going to be making some changes to the game that are going to make it a lot less grindy, or at least partly less grindy than it was before. Now, we shit on EA for days when they do the wrong thing, and I think it's also important that we
100%.
call out when they do the right thing, but because otherwise we're just dickheads.
I want to start by saying the right thing, I think, should be in inverted commas.
Absolutely agree with you,
100%.
100%.
Because is it the right thing, or is it just a panicked reaction based on the share price?
Agreed.
The relationship that they probably have now with Disney, right? The relationship they clearly have with the consumer,
Yeah.
right? And I think that the forecast of this business is, you know, is massively in jeopardy. So
Do I think that good guy EA would have just come out and made these changes were it not for the huge shitstorm that's facing them now? don't think
That's
so.
right.
I don't think so.
Look, if it didn't make headlines,
Yeah.
they would have happily sat there knowing that there were, fucking people around making you pay full price for a free to play model.
Correct.
Really.
So
That's what it is.
So we should talk about what the changes are.
Yes, let's do
Basically,
that.
the most important parts we need to be aware of are the end of round payout has been increased. So when you finished a round, you got a criminally low number of credits in the past. That number is going to be increased a bit, it says. It does say that we wanted to increase that number a bit. So we'll have to see exactly how that lands and what that means. But that's still a positive step forward because credits are what you use to buy bullshit loot boxes. And the more that we get, the better, the faster we progress. So that's something. You can earn 3 times more credits daily in arcade mode. Now, arcade mode is that single player mode where you're playing against bots. That had a cap on it to stop you from farming credits because they wanted you to bloody pay for those real money currency rather than be able to earn them the way that you wanted.
The 1,500 credits, I don't know how many hours you have to play to get 1,500 credits in arcade. If they're timesing it by 3, I mean, that's probably enough for you to play a decent amount that day and maybe move on to another mode. So,
but it does seem like
it's
why have a cap at all?
I get it, like why have a cap at all? But
if this is how people want to play the game, let them play
if it means that you can play for 10 hours straight or something, then like that's fine, I guess. If it means you can only still play for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, that goes like that. It's still not actually fixing the problem.
Have you heard about the rubber band trick in Star Wars? Okay, so what people do in a game mode is that they literally tie a rubber band around their controllers so that it pulls on the analog sticks, and then because you don't, and then they just sit in the game and they just farm free XP because there's, as long as you're not AFK and you're moving around, and because there's nothing in the menus in between games you need to press to queue the next match, people are just farming XP.
Have you ever done that before?
Oh, never. No. But I've seen it all over
You've
the
done in
internet.
World of Warcraft. Come on, you did that thing where
I did in World of Warcraft.
He had this little program that would make him jump every because he would go to work or something and he didn't want to wait in the queue because the queue would be huge for BlackRock in Australia.
It's true.
Anyway, side story, he did it too. Skill up exposed.
This is true, but the rubber band trick is actually ruining the heroes versus villains game mode because right now every game just has people doing this.
But it's going to work out better for people now because now they're going to be able to kill everyone and get massive amount of XP.
Okay, well that's true because what they're saying in this is you're going to get more credits if you're at the top of the leaderboard. So before, if you're at the top of the leaderboard, it made shit all difference, but didn't matter at all. You basically got the same credits as the person at the bottom end of the spectrum. So that's being fixed now. If you do well, you get a better reward out of it, which is obviously how it should be.
I think
obviously.
Exactly right. If you're getting the kill streaks, or if you're doing most of the movement forward for your team, you should be able to get more credits, right? If you're doing the heavy lifting for your team, 100%.
Yeah.
People that are just like sitting there on like 0 kills for like 40 deaths, and they get the same amount of credits for someone that was like 20 kills for like 2 deaths. It's not fair. They should be able to get the other stuff that's in the game faster. 100%.
Totally agree with you. Totally.
No?
No, I was pointing at you the whole time like, you're the guy that has 0 kills. The other thing is that daily login crates now provide more stuff. Because the login crates before the daily ones, when you clicked on them, they were ridiculous. They were like 5% of a normal crate. It was the ultimate kind of like fig leaf, like, here, we're giving you a crate, but they're really not giving you a crate. They're just making you feel like you had a crate. So they're buffing the value of those. That's fine. There's also lots of free DLC coming as well, in terms of there's new playable characters, new areas, and there's new story-based missions. And all of that is free. And that's good, to be honest with you. Like, it's free because of the fact that they hope to monetize on the back of this shitty loot box system. But we do need to call out the fact that it is free DLC. If you own this game and you log in, you will have more content to play very soon when this Last Jedi update drops, which is in a few weeks' time. So, overall, I think EA have taken some steps here which we have to call out as positive.
I agree.
They've taken a beating in terms of their share price, and that makes me legitimately happy because it proves that they're going to have to listen. And stuff like this is even more evidence that they're listening. You know.
And before we finish, I think it's important that we do say yes. I mean, I know we said it before, but in this moment, it's good what they've done. But it's ultimately, in my opinion, because of the share price. It's because of the relationship with Disney.
I feel
look, it's moving in the right direction 100%, and I hope more things come about. I think the moment when they say, if they release a press release saying, guys, we are taking away any pay to win aspect from this game, that's when I'll say, well, I'm going to take my hat off now to EA to at least know that yes, they've done it because they're terrified of their stock price, but now they're really trying to move in the right direction.
Agreed. Okay.
Yeah?
So we can hope and dream that one day
One
EA will do the right thing.
we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. See ya. I agree. Like if you're doing most of the work for the team, if you're moving them forward, okay. I agree. Like if you're doing most of the work for the team, if you're moving that team forward as much as oh my god, I can't say it.
If you're doing the heavy lifting for your team, then you should be rewarded.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I agree with that. Like if you're doing the heavy lift. Okay. I agree. Like you should be able to. Oh my fucking god! I can't even talk.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.